Another small practice session today. I was going to try to do these every day, but I also have a fairly large Instagram following, so I'm sort of going back and forth between YouTube and Instagram here. I am working on Beethoven Opus 27, number 1. It's the one before Moonlight Sonata that nobody plays, and I thought it'd be fun to relearn this. It's been probably 5 years, maybe 6 actually, since I've performed it last. So it's always fun to relearn a piece, and what I always do is I pretend that I'm picking up exactly where I left off, which of course you can't do after 6 years. But I do that by going immediately to the hardest spot I ever had with the piece and trying to actually, as quick as possible, get it to a higher level than I got it the first time. So I'm going with the 4th movement and going to all the crazy left-hand passages in it, because that's definitely what I have the most struggle with. So here we go. Basically my first goal is notes, fingering, and rhythm. When I have that, I start looking at inflection and shaping, and then from there I've usually gotten enough control with it to start speeding it up and get it to a closer end result. So that'll be sort of the goal for today. I'm going to use my ARM memory, active recall memory method to memorize 2 measures at a time. Actually, it might make more sense to do 4, but we'll see kind of as I get into it. So here we go. Power punch 10-minute practice session. I'm going to start off by just doing 3 measures with both hands and review my fingering to make sure I still would use what I did in the past. Disagree with 6 years ago me on the fingering where I did this really cramped thumb on black. I see why I did it, but I'm gonna go with a more traditional way this time. Don't be afraid to disagree with yourself. Part of getting really comfortable with fingering is trying a lot of different options, and over time you change your mind. It's just part of the process. Okay. So other than that, I think I liked everything else I did. So I'm immediately going to try it by memory. I practice what I preach. If you've seen my ARM video, and I actually have another one, updated version coming out on Saturday. Do not miss that. It's going to be one of my best long form ever. So here we go. So what confused me, it was the turnaround on D flat. I got really stuck. So as I do it again, I'm going to pay special attention to that turnaround. Something about the shaping right here. I want it to stay in place. I always identify the problem out loud so that I'm just extra aware of it. Try it twice by memory if you haven't seen this video. I'm getting closer, but I'm still confusing the fingering. By the way, the bad part about having your piano in the garage, there's no AC. You could probably tell. I'm glittering right now. That's part of why I don't practice very long either. Anyway, so here we go. Yeah. Okay, so I was simply being extra aware of the pattern that time that confused me the last time by memory. And now that I think I've worked that out, I'm going to do 3 times by memory and see if I have that secure. Seems good. So I'm going to move on. I'm a firm believer in not continuing to practice what's going quite well, but instead moving on like all the time. A lot of people spend way too many repetitions on things that are basically already there. And you should be pushing forward or going to something harder constantly. So here we go. The next 3 measures with the left hand runs. And the reason I'm breaking it at 3 measures here is because there's a rest after that. It's just sort of a natural break point. One of my rules though is if I'm going to play 3 measures, I always go to 1 note past that. So I get used to the transitions. And I'm not just used to like this 3 measure block and then the next 3 measure block, but I forget how they connect. That's the danger of practicing in small sections is you don't get those connections. So very easy fix, just play 1 note extra all the time. So here we go, checking fingering first. Very strange fingering. 3. I guess this would be 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was weird. I'm going to try my best. Here we go. Again, if you're just signing on, I'm memorizing something that I haven't played in 6 years, and this is the first day back onto it. I'm using my ARM active recall memory method to get it back really quickly. Oh man, that's not right. Okay, that was the right notes, I think. Fingerings felt totally wrong. So I'm just going to pay more attention to where my crossovers are this time. Over to 2. Oh, chromatic. I missed that. I went down too low. Again, identify the problems out loud. You'll always be more aware of fixing them. Tuck into 5. See why I did that. I'm still not through it. That's sketchy. I'm going to use 3, not 2. Again, contradicting my previous self. I find that, for some reason, every single time I come back to a piece, whether it's the 3rd study, the 2nd study, the 9th study, I always change fingerings every time I relearn it. And I don't know if it's just because it's like, I genuinely don't have it in my muscle memory, so it's just starting fresh, or if there's like this part of me that wants to sort of forget how poorly it went the first time and like hoping to reinvent it. I don't know, but it never seems good to go back to what I used to do for whatever reason. So 2 over. Yeah, that should work fine. Okay, so here we go by memory. 2 times this time. Feeling better already. By the way, in a video I literally recorded today, it's going to drop in about 2 weeks. I talk a lot about how you should practice staccato music legato when you're first learning it, so that you're not all out of the key and detached. It just keeps you more secure and you get it in your ear faster. So that's why I'm not doing staccatos yet. Felt pretty good. I'm going to do it a second time. Let's check everything. 2 2s, 2 3s. Definitely getting that right. So I'm going to do it 3 times from memory, a little faster. example, if this ever happens to you, where like you do it pretty much perfect one time, and the next rep you have a problem you didn't have the one before. That's usually because the time when you got it right, it was like barely. It was sort of like this instinct where you're like balancing, and sometimes you fall, and other times you catch yourself. So it means you weren't totally secure, but you were just secure enough that you did get it, and that can give the false perception that you know it well enough, when often you don't. And that's why maybe in front of a teacher, in front of an audience, you might feel like, I played it better at home. You really didn't. You just were on the other side of falling at home. And in front of the teacher, you still are in the same situation, you just fell to the wrong side. Often, pressure will do that to you. So what I always look for is 3 times in a row getting it right. Because if I can't do it 3 times, I haven't proved to myself that I really understand it. And if you really want to go crazy, do 5 or 10 times. But I do other things for more reps there. So I'm going to try this one more time and see if I can narrow out that issue. It was here. See, like I got by on instinct the first time, but now I'm thinking about it. I don't know if it's the 3 or the 4th finger in the left hand that comes next. So I'm just going to guess for now that it's the 4. So that tells me I need to do a more careful study of that measure. So I'm going to start right on that measure instead of all 3, because I'm just taking a small issue of what I'm learning. And it was right here. And indeed it was 4. Okay. So I'm literally going to write in the score, yes, 4. Because that just activates the confirmation that much more if I actually put it down. So, yes, 4. So, I don't know why I missed that. There's also the interval of the 6th here, which is why you should all study theory. To hear those harmonic resolutions all the time. So now I'm going to have to prove it to myself 4 times in a row, just to make sure I have it. That was it. There's 2. There was 3, but where I was supposed to put a 5 on the G, I did a 4. It's important to call these little mistakes out every time, because that's one of those tipping points where it's like, I got it, but under pressure that might slip because I'm not fully securing it. So I'm going to go 5% slower and do that one more time. 5, 4. Now I'm more likely to get that because it was more intentional. So here we go. Alright, so here are all 6 measures combined. I'm done for the day. So, yay, I'm glad. What piece am I working on? JG 5411. If you are still here, it's Beethoven. I know you can't really see it from the live stream view. Opus 27, number 1, the Sonata Before Moonlight. That I think is a better piece in my opinion, but that's beside the point. And that answers your question, Hope Gamer 63 as well. And Diomedes. Could I play Salut d'Amour by Elgar? I've never learned it. I'd be happy to sight read it, but I do have to log off for today. Good news. I should actually say hi to you guys. I'm going to start live streaming 3 times a week. I don't know exactly which days, though I don't practice on Saturday or Sunday. So it'll be somewhere between the Monday through Friday. And the other 2 days, I'm going to be live streaming on Instagram. So technically, I'm live streaming every day of the week. But you'll only catch me on YouTube for 3 and Insta for 2, if you really want to go crazy and watch me practice every day for some crazy reason. Yeah, have a good day to you as well. So if you catch me on another live stream, then I will try and remember to get a score for that and read it for you guys. In any case, thanks for joining in today. Hope you learned something. And I do these for 2 reasons. To hopefully inspire people. Also to keep myself accountable, because I genuinely practice better when people are watching me. And I hate the feeling. I absolutely loathe the idea that somebody's observing everything I'm doing when it's sort of a private act in a way. But it's really helpful because I think about everything and I don't waste any time when I'm on camera. I absolutely do everything exactly how I would like to do it, with more intentionality and more progress. So that helps. But I also explain it because I think the best way to teach is to show the solution, not just to teach someone else to do it, but to literally do it yourself and have them watch. So hopefully you find that helpful. Keep tuning in every day. If you want to learn more and haven't heard about my piano guide, it's free. And over 2,000 people have downloaded it now and are raving about it. So you can get a copy on my main channel. It's also in the description of every single video that I post. It should not be hard to find. So in any case, I'll see you guys in a couple days. Have a good evening. Talk to you soon.